What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Motorhead YouTube channel. So I am currently sitting in a Ferrari 599, and as you guys may know, this is Sam Crack's Ferrari that V-Tune has been working on, and I got the opportunity to maybe paint this thing, and I've just been kind of going over it, and a lot of people have been wondering where it's been. It's been a while since it's been on the channel. A lot of parts just were not here, and V-Tune's been working on this thing a lot. So I've been just kind of looking over it and seeing if this is something I want to tackle, and I kind of want your guys' opinion on it. We're going to kind of go over this car and what it needs. It does need a lot of work, but I think honestly it would just be pretty cool for me personally to work on a Ferrari. You know, we already did the Porsche GT3 rebuild, which was an epic rebuild, and it was pretty crazy. I'll link that down below if you guys want to see that. But this one right here, honestly, to me, is less work, and we'll go over why. But anyways, this car has been sitting for a very long time. It took like 8 months just to get radiators, and a lot of these parts just currently aren't available. They actually had to buy a lot of just used parts, and they were pretty expensive, and some of them were pretty badly damaged. Like the front bumper and the hood was fiberglass, because you're not finding that front bumper for less than $3,000, and I believe Sam paid $1,000 for that one, so it made sense. But it does have a lot of fiberglass repair, so there is currently a lot of stuff that this thing still needs in order to get it 100% ready for paint. And I was just looking over it. I'm going to look over it with you guys and kind of show you guys and show you what V-Tune did on it, and you guys let me know, like, should I paint this thing? I honestly don't know 100%. I really do just want to, because of the opportunity, like I said, to work on a Ferrari, and also to help Sam out and get this thing back on the road, because I think I can get this thing really slick for him and get it back to its former glory. So if we look into the interior, this thing needs airbags, windshield, and then a lot of it is taken apart. Honestly, I don't think I would do any of this. I really would not want to fool with any of this. I think more of what I would tackle is the bodywork side and get this thing 100%, and then Sam could just, you know, fiddle with it himself and get it all buttoned up. Or Ben, I don't honestly know their arrangement with this car 100%, but this thing is pretty nice, man. This thing reminds me of the 430 that they got inside right now. But we're going to go over the body, and you guys let me know what you think. So as we go up onto the body, it's not even that bad. The biggest thing I noticed was this rear bumper has some fiberglass cracks in it up through here, little chip there, and then the worst of it's right here. As you can see, it goes all the way down to that diffuser. And as far as the body goes, it is pretty solid. I didn't notice any dents. I did see this, but this right here, it could be the tire hitting and just chipping the paint. This right here, you just have to sand that down and hit it with some epoxy primer and then regular primer and paint. So honestly, not a big deal. Maybe this lip is bent in a little bit. Straighten that out. That right there isn't even concerning. As far as the body goes, it does look really nice. There's not much damage on it. You'd pretty much have to do an entire respray on this car, because with this bumper right here, you'd want everything to match, and you'd have to blend the doors onto the fenders regardless. So it really doesn't make sense not to paint these quarters and risk that right there. So full body respray pretty much. And this right here, it just wouldn't make sense to paint this and not this, because then this won't match that once you lay all the paint here. So it is a lot of paint work, but prepping this type of stuff is extremely easy because there's no damage on it. And then as you look on this side, same thing, a couple little paint chips on the corner here, but you would just have to sand that down and prime it. Maybe a little bit of putty there, and obviously you'd have to blend this side too. So it's honestly not too bad. This hood right here is fiberglass aftermarket. I did do a lot of work on this hood, and it still needs a lot more because it is a cheap hood. If you guys saw that episode, it's pretty much all done. There's just a couple little chips that would need to be filled with resin. Block it down again, prime it again, and ensure that it's super straight, and that's it. Fenders, I'm pretty sure are in pretty good condition. I think one of them has a dent in it, but other than that, there's really not much R&I. It's all pretty much taken apart. We would just have to remove this right here, remove this spoiler, and then this right here, I'm not sure if this seal is removable. If not, there is actually a tape that you can put, and it folds the seal up and allows you to throw paint underneath there. But honestly, this might come apart I'm not sure if it's glued or not. I mean, even if it was, we could probably get it cut out for a relatively good price. I think our glass guy charges like $150 per small window that's removing and installing it. So not a big deal. I would want this situated before we painted it. That way clear can wrap around the edge. Doing a car like this, you want it to be done right, and you want clear to wrap around every edge. That way no paint is lifting, no clear is lifting. Actually, when we did the GT3, we painted it with the doors off, and we had clear go all up in here. There was no tape lines, and even to here, everything was clear coated. Every seal was removed, and on the GT3, once we put it back together, you couldn't even tell the car was ever crashed. I mean, it was a 2023 clean title, so we wanted to do it perfect, and we'll do it good on this one too, but we're not going to probably do the jams simply because of all this stuff right here. We could just soft edge this and you'll never even tell. This right here would have to be removed. So there is a good amount of extensive R&I here, but honestly, it's not too bad. Depending on what I could work out with Sam, we could probably cut him a break on charging him for all the R&I. I mean, I don't care. I don't mind. It's just content for me. But other than that, this thing is pretty solid. If you guys want to see some content on this, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. This right here is a pretty cool project. And like I said, I could just add it to my list of cool exotic cars I worked on. So as far as what's been the holdup, these radiators just took forever to come in. V-Tune has them installed and everything on it is repaired. As you guys know, there was a whole bunch of damage here, but this car is completely put together. It's ready to go. I believe he needs to put the water pump on, and that's going to be the final piece to get this thing running and driving smoothly, because I told him if I am going to take it to our shop, I want it running and driving. This car is extremely heavy and is not something I want to be pushing around. So I think that's the only thing left for Ben to do, is to put the water pump on. So we're looking at next week sometime when it'll come to the shop. I am still going to talk to Sam, obviously, but let me know what you guys think. If you want to see this car on the channel, be sure to let me know down below, and we can do a full paint job on it and just give this car back to Sam, you know, in his former glory, looking like a Ferrari. So let me know, guys, what you think. Is it worth me doing this car? It's a really cool car. It's the 60th anniversary Ferrari. It's looks really nice inside and stuff like that. And pearl white is a tricky color to do, but definitely can handle it. I've done plenty of pearl whites, and I think we can make this thing look really nice and shine really good. So let me know in the comments. Another car everyone's been asking me about is my E30 M3. We are doing a restoration on that too, and that thing is just turning out phenomenal, guys. The bodywork on it is extremely straight. We'll go over that car, and there's actually a really cool project that I'm working on, and I'd like to share it with you guys today on that car. And I gotta say, guys, it's already turning out amazing, and I can't wait to show you guys the final results. So we're gonna go to our shop over in Cleveland. It's kind of a far drive, but we're gonna go over the car, and then we're gonna go over the project that I have in store for you guys. All right, so here we are at the shop, guys, and the E30 M3 looks absolutely phenomenal. As you guys know, we stripped this thing down to the bare metal, and the entire car was epoxy primed. And then I actually paid my coworker to do it. He went through the whole body and he just straightened everything out. And I'm so glad I paid him to do it, because honestly, it's a lot more motivating to do something for money. And I'm glad that he took care of it. And as you can see, the entire car just looks beautiful. You run the waxing grease remover down it and everything is just glass. So the E30 M3 is going to be painted in probably like 2 weeks. Entire car. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it in pieces. I'm going to order 1 gallon of paint. That way the paint matches. We'll throw the same exact coverage. And the reason I want to do it in pieces is simply because I don't want any tape lines in here. I want this all to just flow real nicely as one color. So that is why I do not want no tape lines. I mean, that's why I want to paint it in pieces, is what I meant. But once it's all painted, I can actually put all these parts flat and get them as smooth as possible, slick out these quarters, and then the entire car will be getting cut, buffed, and also ceramic coated. I want this thing to be absolutely perfect after all the work we put in. And we do have a brand new interior for it, which is super awesome. So this thing is moving along very quickly. And now the project that I wanted to show you guys is actually for this car, and it's a super exciting part for this car, and I think it's just going to turn out amazing. So today we are working on a pretty cool project. This is for my E30 M3, and these are some fixie forged wheels that I picked up from Jamie, and he also sold me the car, and we are going to be working on his M3. If you guys didn't see that video when we got the wheels, but these wheels do need some work, so we're gonna go over them and show you what needs to be done to make my perfect three-piece dream wheel. So here we have everything we need, and these faces right here are anodized purple or something like that. I think it's anodized, and they're pretty rough, as you can see, and all of it is. This set right here I did have to piece together. Jamie brought a couple different barrels and we pieced it all together, but as you can see, we have everything we need. We have two rears right here, and then those are the two fronts and all of these. So I did not have a lip, and I was actually able to find one identical to it with the step upwards. Very interesting type of lip, as you can see to that one, and it worked out really nicely. So as you can see, the lips do have a lot of oxidation, and that's just the way it is with polished wheels. They are very hard to maintain, and we're going to be sending all of this off to powder coat, gold faces, polished lips, and black inner barrels. That way, if they get dirty, it's not going to be an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to polish these front lips super nice, just like this brand new one right here, and we are going to throw clear coat, powder coat on them. So obviously they have to be perfect just like that before we apply it. That way the underside looks good. So we need to make these identical to this one. So we're going to start with this one. I already started sanding it with a 320, and I also did some 180 and got rid of some curb rash. There's a little bit more, but I'm not going to go any deeper because I don't want to risk it looking like a dent. So we're going to go ahead and continue sanding this. We're going to go 320, 600, 800, and then 2000, 3000, and go ahead and give it a polish and see how it looks. So I'm going to start just working it and seeing how it looks after we sand it out, and see if there's any pitting or anything like that, which I'm not too worried about this one. I'm more worried about those two because they're in a lot worse condition. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, check it out. So we have a very nice shine. All of the pitting is gone. This was extremely a lot of work. We had to go 80 grit, 180, 320, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 2000. Extremely long process. I actually didn't even record all of it because after I ended up polishing him, there was still a whole bunch of pitting, and that was because I originally started with the 180. So I recommend, if you guys are going to do this and you have pitting, start with the 80 and get it out, because I thought it wouldn't be noticeable, but after I polished it, it was extremely noticeable. So we went with the 80, and as you can see, no pitting whatsoever. They look beautiful. Now we're going to take them to the powder coating place, get a nice little clear coat on these and gold faces and black rears, and it's going to look awesome. So let's head over there and drop them off. All right, guys, we just showed up to the powder coating shop, and you know, when you see all this, they're gonna do a good job on your work. Check this out. This place is just beautiful. Look at that. It's got all sorts of crazy builds here. I mean, look at his work. He does all his paint work, his restoration, everything. I mean, that is just beautiful. This thing's on a custom frame. I mean, this work is just phenomenal. I definitely brought the rims to the right place. So we're gonna go over there, look at them, and kind of go over what we're gonna do to them. And I'm super excited for the outcome. Here we got his daily driver. Golly, that thing is beautiful. Look at that. We got all sorts of cool cars out here. Ooh, I love that interior. Who did your seats?
Lady Angie Dixon up in Sweetwater, Tennessee.
So here we got all of our stuff, and as you can see, this is the type of work they do. Just looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to do my barrels in matte because he actually recommended that because it doesn't take away from the face and makes the front stand out. So we're not going to go gloss, but I mean, as you can see, that looks amazing. So I can't wait to see how mine turn out, and we'll get back to you guys once we're done and start building them. Check it out, guys. He's got them everywhere. This is exactly like the Mustang we're doing too, except it looks a lot better for now. But check this out, guys. Super clean interior, just like that parts car. He put Fiero seats for more leg room, and this thing looks awesome. But the real gem here is this thing. How much miles did you say you had on it?
About 9,000.
9,000. And you painted this when?
30 years ago.
30 years ago, guys. Look at that. I mean, that's just beautiful. He said there ain't even been a touch-up brush on it. I mean, that's very impressive. That's kind of what I'm going for on my Beamer. That's why I stripped it to the metal. I mean, if this just goes to show, if you do it right, I mean, it'll last. This thing is beautiful, man. Good job on these. These look awesome. And he does all of his own work in-house, so I'm really happy I brought it to you, man. Dude, this is incredible. All right, guys, we're here to pick them up, and man, they look so good. We're gonna wrap the lips, and I'm gonna put a couple bolts in just to hold them together, load them up. Then I'm gonna get them to the shop and go ahead and seal these up. That way we can get the tires on, but they turned out amazing. Super happy with these results. Can't wait to see them on the car. All right, guys, so big shout out to Freddie over at Southern Powder Coat. He did a phenomenal job. He actually takes in shipments too, so you could go from anywhere across the world and you could ship your rims to him. I'll put his email and contact info in the description below if you guys are interested. He gave me a very good price and a very quick turnaround. I dropped them off Wednesday, and today is Saturday, and they are ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and seal them. I watched a couple videos on how to do it. So what you have to do is separate the two lips a little bit and then put sealant in between, smush it down, press the sealant through, and then do another bead over the top of that. That way it's nice and sealed. So I'm gonna start with these back wheels, and we're gonna seal these and see how it turns out. All right, guys, so I got them sealed up really nicely. As you can see, super clean and super organized on all four of them. Taped it up. I split them, let it run in between, and then sandwiched it together. And these rims are solid. We're gonna give that about 3 days to fully cure, and then we'll put the tires on. But man, that is such an awesome result. I'm so happy how everything turned out. Hopefully we don't have no issues and no leaks, and we can get them onto the E30 M3. I can't wait to show it to you with the rubber. This thing is already lowered, so I already know it's gonna look amazing with those wheels. We got some thick tires for it. I didn't want no thin sidewall, and I think it's gonna tie the whole car together perfectly with that red. So yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. It's getting really late on me. I'm gonna get home, but hope you guys enjoyed this little project, and let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. This was actually pretty fun. I really enjoyed doing it, honestly, and just stepping back and seeing the end result is just very rewarding and super awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you want to see more like this, be sure to lightly tap that subscribe button. And let me know about Sam Cracks Ferrari if you guys would like to watch that. And if you do, then I'll bring it on the channel and paint it here at North Star Collision. I think that would be super exciting. So if you want to see that, be sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. And you can follow us on Instagram at motorhead.co. Link it down below. Thanks for all the love and support, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.